entitled cousin ruined his life after a family reunion. My 31 male, cousin 30 male, who I'll call Jake, has always considered himself the favorite of all the grandkids because of how our grandparents would always do stuff specifically with him. The real reason why they only spend time with him is because he lives 5 minutes from them, whereas the rest of us live in different states, me being the furthest at a 13-hour car ride. None of us know where this entitlement comes from. Even Jake's parents have called him out on his behavior, but it doesn't change. So, to the story. My grandma passed away 10 years ago, and my grandpa's getting up in age, 92, but is still amazingly healthy despite it all. My dad, aunts, and uncles were having some discussions with him leading up to the summer family reunion regarding future funeral costs, making sure his will was up to date, insurance, etc. We got to the reunion this past August, and all was going well, until Jake made a comment about how he's totally getting the house and grandpa's refurbished cars. My grandpa rebuilds old cars with my uncle, Jake's dad. We all ignored him like usual, which seemed to upset him. So he decided to prove it to us and asked Grandpa directly about the will. Grandpa gathered all 9 of the grandkids together and told us that his major assets, the house and cars, would be sold and divided equally among all of us grandkids. Jake lost his mind because despite years of being told that Grandpa loves all his grandchildren equally, he still believed he was the favorite and would therefore get most of the inheritance. It got even worse when he realized this included our step-cousin Erin, 25 female, who despite being in the family since she was 12, wasn't even a real grandkid. TLDR, this devolved into literally the entire family ganging up on Jake, hurling all kinds of insults at him for the things he said. The reason I'm writing about this now is that I just got off the phone with another cousin an hour ago, who told me that Jake was arrested last night for trying to steal one of our grandpa's cars. But since he never once actually helped with those things, the idiot tried to steal one that didn't even work yet. From what I've heard, Jake is currently sitting in a jail cell with his parents refusing to bail him out, and my grandpa has a meeting with his attorney on Thursday to remove Jake from the will. Sorry if this was all over the place, but this is the basic gist of the drama currently taking place in my family. Edit. Just to clarify, Grandpa had discussed this in advance with all of his kids, my dad, aunts, and uncles. And since everyone is well established in life, they were happy to let the money from the house and car sales go to the grandkids. Everyone will still be getting sentimental items too, of course. Edit 2. None of us know why or where Jake gets his ego from. He's a college graduate, had a great job working for a local mining company. His parents are honestly my favorite aunt and uncle to hang out with. He doesn't do drugs, and he's the kind of guy to nurse a single beer for an hour and call it a night. Now for the top comments. Guess Jake isn't the favorite anymore. What a doofus. It's amazing how many people feel like they're entitled to money from an inheritance. If you get anything from a family member or friend who leaves it to you when they pass, that is a gift. It's not something they owe. You don't get to whine about what you get. I was the favorite of a great aunt with no kids. Got nothing. It all went to her brothers and sisters. I didn't care. Was just sad she was gone. When my grandmother died, she had arranged to give $1,000 to each of the grandkids. One of my uncles threw a tantrum because 2 of the cousins were conceived by my uncle in a sperm donor situation. So Tantrum Uncle tried claiming that they didn't count as family. What a freaking turd, burning bridges over $2,000. My mom is one of 8. My grandfather used to own a steel company in southern Indiana. Before my grandmother passed, there were already sticky notes on the back of all the furniture claiming it. So freaking morbid in my opinion. I live in Metro Atlanta, and all I got was my grandma's old dried-up paints, whereas my cousins who live in southern Indiana got full bedroom and dining room sets that they later sold. At least I never have to see those people again until someone dies. See, my grandma did the post-it thing herself. She would walk around her condo with you and ask you your top 5 choices ranked, and then once everyone had done that, she'd figure out the first round objects, and if people's first choices were uncontested, she'd move to second choices. Or on everyone's next visit, you'd do the second round of this. There were some things that she wanted to pass down in a particular way, like the oldest's oldest or the youngest's youngest, and larger pieces of furniture were prioritized for the people who would actually hold on to them and use them. It's why I have 2 bookcases and the corner cabinet that goes with them, an old buffet used as a console table, a dining room set, and a coffee table. One of my sisters has our other grandma's dining room set, and no plans to ever sell it, just to reupholster the chairs when she can pick a fabric. Next story. Am I the a-hole for giving my stepdaughter a reality check? My husband and I are in our late 30s and early 40s. He has a kid from a previous relationship, who I'll call Abby. She's 16 turning 17 and pregnant. From my understanding of the whole situation, it's her boyfriend's 18 and in college, and he's refusing to answer her calls. She wants to keep the baby, but thinks everyone is going to bend over backwards to help her do so. Everyone has told her multiple times that they aren't going to help her, and that she will be on her own. Abby and I have a decent relationship. I met her about 3 years ago when she was 14, and we have a civil relationship. She has a mom, so I'm just dad's wife to her mainly. Recently, she's been getting closer to me and trying to talk to me more, which was weird because normally when she does that, she wants something. After about a week, she got tired and told me what she wanted. She wants me to watch her baby during the day while she's in school. I told her no, as I have my own 2 kids to watch, twins. She got upset and said she doesn't understand why, when I had my kids, people offered to help and did things for me. And now that she's pregnant, no one wants to help her and is making her do everything herself. I explained to her that my kids were rainbow babies and that a lot of people knew we struggled with fertility and that her dad and I are adults. We had a plan, money, and a happy home for our kids, and she has none of that. I explained that nobody is going to help her because she got herself into this situation, and she's going to have to act like an adult if she wants to keep her baby. She kept screaming and saying things about how it's unfair and that we need to support her, that she needs help, and a lot of other stuff. I told her to go to someone else because no one in her family is going to help her. She got mad and kept yelling about the same thing. I told her to leave me alone, and she didn't. She kept talking about how her life is falling apart, how this pregnancy is making her parents and friends distant, and how it's not fair. I eventually got tired of her and told her that her mom thinks she's a disappointment and that no one has to help her because she got herself into this. I said if she wants help, she should ask the father, and if she can't ask him, then ask his family or someone else, because no one is going to help her the way she expects them to. She got mad and told her dad what I said. He got upset and said that it was too far, and even if I'm right, I shouldn't have said that. So, am I the a-hole? Note, she has a late birthday, so that's why it's a 16 to 18 age gap. She turns 17 in November. The reason I told her what her mom thinks is because she was complaining about how her mom doesn't want her at the house, and yes, her mom has told her before that she is a disappointment. Edit. A lot of you are under the assumption that no one told her the options. They have, multiple times. She is choosing to keep this baby. Her dad and I told her that if she wants this kid, she'll need to get a job, and we told her how much it will cost to raise that child. She just says, okay, and moves on. Another thing is we, her parents, do not know where the boyfriend's parents are. They have moved as they no longer feel the need to live in the school district. The boy's over 14 hours away at college, and it seems the only way to contact him is to see him, and neither I nor her dad is driving 14 hours away. Seems like her father needs to contact the college student's parents, get lawyers involved for child support. He can get a job. He shouldn't get off scot-free. He shouldn't slip away, but the point of this post is how stepmom reacted. Being a teenage single parent is a hard life and she will need help. The way this reads is that no one wants her around, which is messed up to do to a scared kid. Daughter might be a doofus, but she also needs compassion and may be steered towards resources that can or will help her. Is she assuming she's had an easy stroll? Yes. Does she deserve a nasty reality check? Yes. Should dad and stepmom have a little compassion? Also yes. Refusing to take care of her child while she's at school is entirely within your rights. Helping her find daycare should be your concern as an adult. Telling her that you deserve help because your babies were wanted and her isn't is literally telling her that her baby is worth less than yours. You can be certain that's how she heard it. This was my takeaway too. I get not everyone is able to help, but to say my babies deserve a village and yours don't is actually a pretty vile perspective. That's what bothers me. She doesn't have to watch the kid, but she seems to want this girl to suffer. She is a pregnant teenager. She is going to suffer enough. They need to at least point her in the direction of help, especially if they are so unwilling. For someone who claims to have struggled with fertility and should understand how hard having a baby is under the best of circumstances, she is pretty damned callous. Next story. Am I the a-hole because I won't make sure my half-sister is safe even though I know she's being reckless? My dad got another woman pregnant when he and my mom were expecting me. I'm 16 male and his and my mom's only kid. Emmy, 16 female, is the other woman, aka his now wife's baby. When my mom ended their marriage, my dad chose Emmy and her mom, and really didn't play a hugely active role in my life afterward. I'm pretty sure he went to jail for failing to pay child support, but my mom has never confirmed if that's true or not. There was talk at school about it, which is how I know. My dad has other kids with Emmy's mom, but this post is about Emmy. We don't like each other. I don't care about her. I never acknowledge that we're related, and I say I'm an only child when asked by people. I say I only have a mom too, because most of my life that has been true. Last year, my dad started fighting for visitation and making me go to his house more. I spent 3 overnights a month at his place, but I haven't bonded with his family, and I still don't like Emmy, and she still doesn't like me. She's jealous that I'm Dad's only son, and she believes is why he started wanting to know me again last year. I can't stand the way she talks about my mom, and I've insulted her mom right back. When I was younger, I hated her for having Dad though. Like, I really hated her. It's not about him anymore though, and I just hate her for calling my mom a whore for dating and implying she's easy and sleeps with anyone, when her mom's the one who slept with a married guy. Ever since Dad started trying to work on our relationship, Emmy has been acting out and being reckless. I'm talking drinking, drugs, sex, and getting into cars with guys who drive super fast and recklessly. She goes to parties and tries to be the center of attention. I avoid most parties now because of her, but when I see her there, I ignore her. There were a couple of parties where she was close to being raped. Another time, the parents came home and found her with more than one boy, and they called her parents. My dad asked me a few times to look out for her and make sure she's not in danger because of how reckless she is, but I told him it's not my job, and I don't care about her enough to go out of my way to keep her safe. He tried to use the sister argument, but I was quick to shut it down because there's no way you could make me care for that reason. She was missing for a few days last week and turned up at some guy's house. I saw her with him outside school and didn't really pay attention to what was going on. It pissed my dad off, and he showed up at my mom's house to yell at me. I didn't care. He might have snapped enough to call time on me being at his house, which would be better for everyone. Emmy didn't come back to school after that, and I don't know if she was found okay or if something happened, and I really don't care. Which made me wonder if that's a little evil. Since, related or not, I have known her basically my whole life. Am I the a-hole? Not the a-hole. You are 16 years old, and it is not your job to look after another 16-year-old. Clearly, she is a troubled kid who needs professional help. Please save any evidence of your father yelling at you for your sister's behavior. Use that documentation to stay with your mom. A POS father demanding a minor act more responsibly than him, LOL. Not the a-hole. At the end of the day, it's not your job to look out for your dad's daughter. He's the father. He's the adult. It's his job. Honestly, had you actually had a relationship with his daughter, it would be different. But y'all have no relationship at all. And whenever y'all around each other, obviously y'all don't like each other, so I don't understand why he thinks you should be looking out for her. If he knows she's having troubles, issues, acting out, then him and her mother need to be the ones taking steps to make sure she's safe, or getting her the help she needs. Honestly, I wouldn't want to help her either if she was running her mouth about my mom like she does yours. I almost want to say she's just acting out, because she's butthurt that she doesn't have your dad all to herself anymore. This all started when Dad was first trying to fix his relationship with me. So I think it is related, but not about not having him all to herself, but sharing him with me specifically, even though I never wanted him. Sounds like a quick enough fix then. It all started with that. I hope your dad gives up on chasing you. It's ironic that she's behaving exactly like she says your mom does. The girl has a long shopping list of issues. Tell your dad you're going to do one thing to look out for her. Tell him to get her help. Because obviously he's being just a crappier father to her than he's been to you. And he wasn't even around for you at all. You're not the a-hole. You're not her keeper. Last story. Am I the a-hole for refusing to attend my dad's redo wedding to his affair partner? My 27 female parents divorced 2 years ago after my dad, 52 male, had an affair with his now fiancée 38 female. It completely destroyed my mom, who was blindsided. She and my dad had been married for almost 25 years, and she genuinely thought they were growing old together. When the affair came out, she spiraled, moved in with my aunt for a while, started therapy, and has slowly been trying to rebuild her life. Now my dad is getting remarried. Last week, I received a formal invitation in the mail. The envelope had "family only" written in gold ink, as if that somehow made it more meaningful. Then he called and said, "I'd love for you to walk me down the aisle this time, since I'm the one starting over." That line made my stomach turn. He wants me to help him celebrate the woman who broke my mother's heart and the marriage that shaped my entire childhood. I told him, as calmly as I could, that I won't be attending a wedding that celebrates the person who blew up our family. He got defensive and said I was punishing him for finding happiness, that I needed to move on like he did. My siblings are split. One plans to go because they don't want more drama, while the other refuses for the same reasons I do. I love my dad, and part of me misses the closeness we once had, but this just feels wrong. Attending feels like betraying my mom, who still cries sometimes when his name comes up. I told him I hope he's happy, but I can't play the part of supportive daughter in this story. He hasn't spoken to me since. Am I the a-hole for refusing to go to his redo wedding? Actions have consequences. You don't owe attendance at a wedding built on betrayal. He's confusing your lack of participation with punishment. It's actually self-respect. I know a lot of people say when you cheat on your spouse, it doesn't involve the kids. That you didn't cheat on them, but I truly believe this is wrong. When you cheat, you are cheating on your wife and kids. You are blowing up your entire family and their lives. Not the a-hole. He cheated on his wife and also on his kids, in my opinion. Please do not attend this wedding. Please spend the day doing useful, positive, beautiful, fun activities with the good people of and in your life. Of course, there will be upset people wanting to inflict consequences or question you regardless of what you choose. So make sure your choice is something you can explain and feel good about. Your mom and you are not the a-holes.